Oh my goodness, it's so nice. It's hard. Damn, let me see.
Beloved Atlanta rapper and reality TV star is used to drama, but this time it came much closer to home. His appearances on VH1's Love and Hip Hop have made him famous. Fans have witnessed Atlanta Scrappy's highs and lows over the years, from personal hardships to musical victories, but nothing could have prepared him or his fans for the emotional upheaval. That broke out when Bambi, his ex-wife, publicly disclosed that she was seeing someone else. For Scrappy, the revelation came during a stressful time that quickly descended into tragedy. Many believe that the two had an unbreakable tie, but they ended their divorce earlier this year after years of a passionate and tumultuous romance. Scrappy had repeatedly held on to hope throughout their public breakup, implying that he wished to patch things up and bring their family back together, but that plan never materialized. It should have been a typical co-parenting discussion, but the drama began when Bambi made it clear that she had moved on, not just emotionally. As Scrappy, who had been increasingly vocal about missing his family, tried to address unsolved issues with Bambi, things quickly got worse. However, there was an instantaneous and unvarnished response when Bambi disclosed that she was in a serious relationship rather than just dating someone new. "Bambi, you're essentially finished with everything we constructed." His tone was one of confusion and sorrow, and his voice shook as he pleaded for clarification. Fans were left with a man who was obviously scared and vulnerable instead of the self-assured, swagger-filled image they had come to know and love. "I've moved on, and it's time you do the same," she remarked. "Making peace for our children is now more important than ourselves." Her comments were like a kick to Scrappy's stomach, and he found it difficult to remain calm as the truth of what she had said hit him and tears filled his eyes. He shook his head, seemingly to avoid admitting the fact, and spoke in a steady but final tone. "I felt we had a shot for the kids for us," he remarked, trembling after waking up from a horrific dream. "I didn't think you'd go there." As they resumed their tearful conversation, Scrappy inquired about her new partner. Bambi kept her cool but refrained from giving away too much since she recognized the delicate nature of the situation. It was clear from her tone that she wasn't laughing back and that this relationship was serious. "Scrappy, I deserve to be happy." Firmly, she said. At this point, Scrappy broke down entirely, shedding tears as he admitted his regrets and the faults he did during their marriage. "You have to respect that," he said in an emotional voice. "I know I wasn't perfect, but damn, Bambi. Years passed, but my efforts to make this work were never sufficient. I can't continue to pour from a cup that is empty." Bambi, understanding, said we must let go for the children's sake and our mental health, even if I never saw the outcome. It was clear that the environment was tense. Although Scrappy's suffering was evident, so was Bambi's resolve to support her. For him, this was an essential step toward healing and happiness. However, as news of the altercation spread on social media, with Love and Hip Hop fans sharing their thoughts on platforms like Instagram and Twitter, it served as a devastating reminder of how irrevocable their split was. Some people sympathized with Scrappy and praised his openness and emotional sensitivity. Others commended Bambi for her fortitude in prioritizing her health after years of public scrutiny, but the drama didn't stop there. Rumors were circulating about Bambi's new boyfriend, and fans are curious about how he might affect her and Scrappy's children's lives. In contrast, Scrappy seemed reflective in subsequent Instagram pictures, captioning them, "I just want peace." He continued, "I'm going to keep pushing for my kids, but man, this hurts different." The story of Scrappy and Bambi have always been surrounded by raw emotion and dramatic drama. This most recent episode was sad, But it's a sobering reminder that even well-founded love tales can come to an end. But when the dust settles, it becomes clear that both Bambi and Scrappy are traveling through unfamiliar ground. Bambi sees this as a step toward a fresh start, whereas Scrappy sees it as a path of healing and acceptance. But this is far from done for fans. From the end of a story that engages readers and sparks conversations, even though Lil Scrappy, the well-liked rapper and reality TV star from Atlanta, is used to although difficulties were anticipated, neither he nor his supporters could have anticipated the emotional upheaval that erupted when his ex-wife Bambi publicly disclosed that she was seeing someone else. For Scrappy, the revelation came during a stressful time that quickly descended into tragedy. After years of a passionate and tumultuous partnership, the two ended what many believed to be an indestructible bond earlier this year when they finalized their divorce. Despite their well-publicized breakup, Scrappy had held on to optimism, often hinting that he wanted to patch things up and bring their family back together. But that hope was dashed when Bambi made it clear that she had moved on, not just emotionally. The incident happened during what ought to have been a standard discussion about co-parenting. Scrappy, who had expressed his longing for his family, made an effort to resolve ongoing issues with Bambi. However, when Bambi disclosed that she was not just dating someone new but also in a committed relationship, things quickly grew awkward. Scrappy's confident, swagger-filled character, which fans had come to know and adore, was suddenly taken away, revealing a man who was clearly scared and frightened. "So you're just done with everything we built?" he asked, his voice shaking as he searched for answers. "I've moved on, and it's time you do the same," she said firmly but steadily. "Making peace for our children is now more important than ourselves." Bambi didn't sugarcoat the truth that their relationship had ended months before. Instead, she was firm yet composed. Scrappy struggled to keep his cool after hearing her remarks, which felt like a kick to the chest. His voice broke as he replied, "I thought we had a chance for the kids. For us." The emotional conversation continued after that. When Scrappy pressed for additional details about her new partner, Bambi refused to give too much away, remaining cautious but determined. "I deserve to be happy," Scrappy said in a tone that made it obvious. "I tried to make this work for years, but it was never enough. I can't continue to pour from a cup that is empty. You must honor that." Scrappy finally broke down at this point, shedding tears as he admitted his mistakes, saying, "I know I wasn't perfect." His emotional voice trailed off as he went on, "I never imagined how things would turn out." Despite her empathy, Bambi maintained, "We must let go for the sake of the children and our own sanity." One could feel the tension in the room. Scrappy's suffering was evident, but so was Bambi's resolve to go on. The conversation served as a devastating reminder of how final their split was. Love and hip-hop followers expressed their condolences for Scrappy on social media sites like Instagram and Twitter as word of the altercation spread, praising his openness and sensitivity. After years of public scrutiny, Bambi's tenacity and resolve to put her health first were commended by others.